I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-magob, it's time for the only news that matters. And Paul Stanley of Kiff. He's a hypocrite, a liar. And his ex-bandmate, Ace Frehley, had a few things to say. In a new interview with German's Rock Antenna, Ace was asked if he was happy the band's farewell tour, end of the road, is finally over. And he said, I'm happy it's over because I'm not going to be compared to them anymore. But I don't get the Avatar thing that they're going to do. He continued. He said, I saw some of it on video on YouTube last night. It kind of looks like it was geared toward children. And it's not rock and roll. I get up on stage without backing tracks, plug my amp into an amp, and that's it. It's there. It's always been there the way, and it's always will be. And then he's asked if he actually watched the last show online, and they said, I watched the Indianapolis show, and I'm not impressed. But that's me. Tommy Thayer is not a bad guitarist. He is just more mechanical than me. Nobody can copy my solos the way I play them because I'm sloppy. And nobody can move like me. Nobody. And I'm surprised the fans bought Tommy pretty much. Because I think for several years that Tommy was in the band, people didn't even know it wasn't me. I used to get phone calls from people saying, hey, Kiss is playing in my town. Can you get me a ticket? And I go, I'm not in the band no more. And they go, you're not? Because when I quit the band the second time, they did not make a big press release. They kind of buried it and just made the transition. But the last tour I did with Kiss, Tommy Thayer was bringing me sandwiches. And he was our tour manager and gopher. But he's not a bad guitar player. I'm actually friends with Tommy. Just all the guys in the band I'm good friends with. You know, Eric Singer and me and Gene are very close. When Gene did his vault experience, I went out on the road with him. I went to Australia with him. Before we made it really big, me and Gene used to room together. So Gene has a soft spot in his heart for me. All right, let's go. All right, number one. Paul Stanley of Kiff is a hypocrite. And number two, because Kiss is over, you're not going to be compared to Kiss anymore. Did Ace really quit drinking? I mean, seriously. You're always going to be compared to Kiss because people know you because of Kiss. People do not know you because of Rock Soldiers. A song I love, by the way. But, yeah, Ace is out there. But, yeah, the whole Avatar thing, I don't think it's geared for children. You know, I think it's geared for Kiss twats. That's who it's geared for. And there's not that many Kiss twats out there that will generate enough money for this to succeed. I mean, come on. Kiss has had a football team. It failed. A coffee shop. It failed. A wrestler. It failed. And how is this going to succeed? You know, somebody the other day said, well, you know, they got the Rock and Brews. Okay. What's that? In airports? Rock and Brews are in airports, right? Maybe there is one out there, but I know for the most part, you're stuck in an airport. You can't leave. So, you know, Rock and Brews, anything that you put in an airport is going to succeed. Doesn't matter, but, you know, you could have put that coffee shop in an airport, really. You should have had the wrestler in there greeting people at the airport. And hey, you could have made a little place where the stupid football team would play inside an airport. Hey, man, people have no choice. They got to stick around and see it. All those things would have happened and succeeded in airports. But would avatars, in this case, avatars, succeed in airports? I don't think so. This shit will be flashing around the screen in airport, and people be walking down to go see they'd rather see the KISS football team than watch those stupid avatars. And I don't know how true this is. KISS is supposed to be playing on the KISS cruise with the avatars, like they're playing live, and the avatars are going to be behind them or whatever, in front of them. I don't know what, but yeah. If that does happen, I think that's where the avatars end. Because after that, it's going to be, I just have this sneaky feeling it's going to be a train wreck. And nobody's going to care. I really don't see anybody caring online anyway. Seriously, of course I'm going to see a couple of, yeah, I'm interested, but KISS squats, what can you say? They're like that, but yeah, I don't see this happening. They'll probably try it. I know they're sinking millions in it, and they're probably going to give it a shot, but once they see that nobody cares and it will not generate money, this is the whole purpose of this, right? We want to continue making money in KISS, so we came up with this idea of having avatars make us the money. And we can sit home as they play the same night in Japan and New York. No, I really don't see that happening. I see this as a huge train wreck. And as what Ace said about Tommy being too mechanical, he's 100% correct. A lot of people love this perfectness on stage, just playing Ace leads like clean and not sloppy like Ace does. People love that. People love that technical stuff. Even when it comes to KISS, they want it to be technically, precise like what Tommy does. And Tommy does do that. He plays it very precise, but very clean, and it sounds like homogenized to me. It doesn't have that danger of Ace Frehley's playing. Now, Ace Frehley is, I've seen some shows recently online, some solo shows, and it's god-awful. I mean, I'm very offended that he played Speeding Back to My Baby and had the bass player sing it. That was offensive. But I gotta tell you, the one good thing I like about it is that when he does the guitar solos in those songs that he's playing in his solo act, I love it. He's almost on the money, but he's a little sloppy, a little off the edge. I would like to go see Ace Frehley and just do guitar solos. Because seriously, he doesn't really put much effort, in these appearances I'm seeing. And he's constantly looking down at his guitar and not singing some lyrics. It's a mess. It's a shame, It'd be cool if Ace never sang, if you really think about it. That way Ace could succeed going on the road with different singers. And him just playing guitar. I would love that. Just concentrate on the guitar, no singing, and do your guitar solos. I'm very happy with that. Now, I also got to say, last year, I did see Ace Frehley open for Alice Cooper, and he was on that night. So, I see it as Ace Frehley is off a lot of nights, and he's on a lot of nights, just like in the past. But in the past, he wasn't off all the time, but he was off sometimes. In the early 90s, not all those shows were great, and some of them, like the Just for Fun tour, I thought was the greatest Ace Frehley show I ever saw in my life. And then, the one after that sucked, but they're all hit and miss. But the one with Alice, he was on. But these videos that I'm seeing lately, to me, it's like he's not trying. But I love them solos, man. As bad as Ace is, when he does those guitar solos, it's miles better than the voice of Paul Stanley of KISS. I'd rather see Ace up on that stage than Paul. As bad as Ace is, it's nowhere near as bad as Paul is. And I've seen a lot of comments going, man, we don't want Ace and Peter back. They can't play that. But yeah, you have no problem with Paul, the worst out of all of them, and the hypocrite for saying for decades, oh, Peter wasn't good no more. Ace never grew as a guitar player. He was saying that back in the 80s. And he kept saying it. how they're not good. He just said it on Howard Stern. If we brought Ace and Peter out, it'd be pissed. Where actually, he's worse. I saw Peter Criss doing a little drum solo at some club not too long ago, months ago. Some jazz stuff. It's pretty damn good. Damn better than Paul's voice. I watched some of that pay-per-view, man. You know, somebody was saying, no, they were using tapes on the pay-per-view. Are you stoned? Really? They would use those horrible vocals for tapes? Impossible. There might have been tapes on the pay-per-view, but they were low in the mix where you hear Paul Stanley's voice perfectly, and it sucked so hard that you cannot possibly tell me Ace Frehley's guitar solos and his solo thing are even close to that bad. They're not. But there you go. The hypocrisy of Kiss. And Ace, you know. Ace is, he's funny. And he's full of himself. That's for damn sure. And he's not that great live now. I mean, last few shows, terrible. So, there you go. That's it for the only news that matters. I want to thank you all for watching. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not. And leave the comments below. What do you think of Kiss, Ace, this whole mess, and Tommy Thayer and all that. And subscribe to my channel, please, and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.